let's be real. We live in a world where money is important. Yeah, I'm basically very, very, very rich. Oh, snacks. All right, guys, so as I bring this video to you, number one, I want you to know that by no means am I rich. I mean, well, rich is subjective. I'm rich with love. I'm rich with like laughter and life. But when it comes to them finances, honey, someone's perspective, this person must have money. And from someone else, it's like she's struggling, right? It's all based on what type of lives we want to live. But the important thing in this is that what we're trying to do is understand where the money that we do have is going. Nothing more, nothing less. This is not a cheat sheet to becoming a millionaire overnight, because if it was, I wouldn't be doing all the shit I have to do on a daily. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Grab your pen or your smart device so that you can take notes. Not because I'm just infinitely wise, but because so many people asked for what the app was that I was using, and so I just want to share this information with you. What you choose to do with it is your business. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different, and we are talking about like budgeting and finance and things like that. Number one, I am not an expert. I am not a financial advisor. This is just my experience with, just saving and making sure that I know where my money is going. Because we get paid, and at the end of the month, we're like, well, what happened to my money? What happened to my money? So there's this app that I use that's called Buddy, and is it a promotional thing? Are they supporting me in any way? No, but I'm just gonna tell you about it because it's based on my personal experience with this app. For me, I think that I've always had like a decent relationship with money, or at least having a little bit of discipline with my finances. But even after funds were coming out of my paycheck toward my financial portfolio, or the money that I take for, and put towards savings, which is, it's a healthy budget. I'm like, okay, I wasn't really paying close attention to the remaining money that I had left to kind of play with for the month by the time I had budgeted things out, right? So I'm like, there's no way you should be in this situation. Where's your money going? What are you doing with it? And so I was like, be more intentional about your spending, and let's figure out where the money's going. So I made sure that I prepared. I have notes because I'm like, you got some things to talk about. So growing up in school, we learn the fundamental things: math, English, science, the core classes. And I'm like, how come we've never really been taught financial literacy? So I've picked up books and read things, and I'm like, oh, how can I put myself in position to have better opportunities or have access to more things through the way that I approach money and financial literacy? So although I've been good at it, I want to be great, or I want to make some changes to really know what's going on. So today's video is talking about this app and how it has it's only been a month of using it really. So what this month looked like. Okay, first and foremost, why this particular app? As I was navigating through my app store, I was like, that seems too complex, or I wasn't understanding the functionality of that app. And so once I stumbled upon one that I thought, oh, this is quite easy and it's something that I can do, I said, let's try it. It has a free version, and then it has a premium version where you can pay for additional features. But because I deal with math every day, I don't need some of the features that the app does. I can do it myself. But if you wish to purchase it, you get all these additional features like data exports, you can kind of have full analysis on what that looks like versus kind of the simplified version that I have, which is free, where you're plugging in and you're going. So let's talk money. So what you do is, it only makes sense in my mind because I'm we have to start from this day type of person, is once I got paid, I said, let's work it down to a zero-based budget, meaning every dollar that's from my paycheck is assigned somewhere, right? So what I did was I took my paycheck and I was like, okay, how much is your kind of fixed stuff, like your rent, your cell bill, your Digicel, whatever you may have, and then like Belco, I kind of find an amount that it fluctuates between, and I go to the higher rank, and so that I know I'll either have a credit or something left over. Then I'm like, okay, my financial portfolio, that money goes out, my savings money goes there, and I'm like, okay, you have this money left, now make it make sense. Like I was like, you're gonna do $50 a week toward gas, or $200 a month for gas. My lifestyle stuff, what's in lifestyle? The spa, because some things I'm like, I'm not about to be so strict that I don't enjoy life. I just need to know how much I'm willing to spend at the spa. Chanel, maybe you can't go 3 times a month anymore. Once a month will suffice. So the spa, Pilates, spinning, I knew what that cost, so I was like, okay, this is what you're gonna need. My subscriptions, Apple Music, Netflix, my iCloud storage, stuff like that. Now I'm well aware of, and my website for my business. I knew that I was paying for them, but I never knew what days it was coming out of my account. Like, it's such a small expense, but you're like, you would like to know. So the app is manual. You will have some work to do, right? So as you are going to the gas station and you're like, can I get $50, please? I pay that $50 and I go to my app and I hit the gas little icon and I'm like, $50. You go to the grocery store. Before I was like, you want your receipt? No. Got the groceries now. Yes, I do. $117, whatever it is. Plug that in. It's saying this is what you got left for the month. You said you was gonna budget to $100 a week. You've gone over this week. Everything I just was very mindful of, and I had the discipline to go and input each debit. Now, another thing that I do is, once all of that is budgeted out of my account, so I'm down to zero, I actually use my Bermuda Dollar credit card for every expense. As it comes on my Bermuda Dollar credit card, I pay myself back, because if you are, I don't know what type of banking you have, but if HSBC, you got points. Why just spend your money? If I have $30 and I could swipe my credit card for $30, I'll just swipe my credit card and pay myself back, so that I'm getting points on every dollar that I spend. You're welcome, HSBC. This isn't a promo for them either. But what it ends up doing is giving you so much points that you can do cashback reward. What this app has revealed to me is that where I thought I was gonna spend $200 a month on gas, I ended up spending $150. Where I went over a bit was in groceries. So I'm like, okay, how can I tweak slightly? It wasn't major. I only went over, I wanna say $17 in groceries by the end of the month. So instead of 400, I did 417. There were times where it's like, oh, I really want this. So now, push, now your brain's doing a lot. You have notes. Why don't you look at your notes? At the end of the month, which is now, I have just over $500 left. It was assigned to different categories, so to speak, but I didn't use them all. Just like the gas, for example. I said $200, but I have $50 left. I didn't need it. I said in lifestyle and stuff like that, I had dinner, and like what I did was say, I'm happy with the amount that I've saved. I'm happy with the amount I've invested. I'm happy with the lifestyle that I'm living. So I do want to, I'm not limiting myself. I'm just being intentional about where my money is going. So I'm like, I know how much a Pilates class is. I know how much a spinning punch card is. I know how much the spa costs. So I put that aside and I'm like, okay, I go to one spin class a month, but I got a punch card that had, one spin class a week. But the punch card that I pay for covers 2 months, 2.5 months. So I'm not always paying that expense over and over again, right? The app and your bank account should align. If you're spending $30 and you log it in your app, it should say $30 less in this area and $30 less in this area. So one day I woke up and I'm like, okay, let me just make sure. I looked at my app, I looked at my bank account, and I'm like, what's this? My account is less than what the app is saying I should still have left over to spend. So before I called fraud department and like someone's stealing my money, I checked and it was like a subscription that I didn't even know I was paying for. It was like $40. And I'm like, oh no, like this is gonna throw everything off. But I'm like, how long have I been paying it? 4 years. For years I've been paying this amount and just kind of like, not paying attention to it. And the app instantly made me go and unsubscribe and cancel that subscription so that I'm not paying it. But because sometimes things can be relatively small or you don't know where all your money is going, someone has been benefiting for years. I'm like, I don't even use that. But life lesson. I was over the moon when I was like, okay, now that I have just over $500 left, where can I put that? What do I want? What is it that I need? Has it been something that I was sacrificing this month to some degree or thinking about that this $500 can go toward? So I'm like, I have a travel budget as well. I just added the $500 there. Like, okay, now I can go away tomorrow. But the excess money can be used for whatever you want, a project, another spa day, whatever you want. So what it taught me was that you make enough money, and this was just off of my paycheck. This wasn't my Dance 101 income, and it wasn't my United Dance Productions income. Like, those are assigned to separate things as well. So just off of my paycheck, I was still able to have a little bit of wiggle room because each dollar was intentional. Every meal prep was like, I got tired sometimes of having the same lunch or, just having the same thing sometimes. But I really wanted to test how this would go with having a level of discipline. I think that sometimes as adults, like, we tell ourselves yes to everything. But growing up, like, if I'm like, Mama, can we get KFC tonight? And she's like, no, that's not in the budget this week. Or whatever it was like the no was for a reason. And so it was times where I was like, I just want to go get some sushi, or I want this. And I'm like, no, I can't. If I want, because I have $500 in access. If I want sushi, yes, there's a treat to yourself. And I'm not saying that we have to be very like, no. But I'm like, if you love something so much, make sure that you implement it into your budget, and so that you can have those treats every now and then. Overall, the Buddy app was amazing, and I really want you guys just to try it. Even if it's not that app, just try to really stick to your budget and see how your money can stretch and what discipline you have to control your spending. Because at one point I was like, I want to go online and buy some new clothes, and I'm like, for what, girl? You don't go nowhere. But also, for what? So here are my categories, and I'm so excited because I'm ready for April. Like, I'm like, what? I feel like I learned some things. I'm gonna tweak some parts of my budget, but so I have my expenses, my savings, that includes a few different categories, but rent and bills, One Communications, Digicel, Belco, gas, I put in there too. Groceries, I have a budget for that. Subscriptions, Apple, iCloud, Netflix, all of that. Lifestyle, Pilates, spinning, dinner, spa is always going to be a category. I should have a category for wine, but we're growing up a little bit. You don't need it like that. Calm down. And then finally, I have miscellaneous, where I just leave like $300 to $400. You might have to go to the doctor or to the dentist or to some stuff happens. You know, you just want a buffer area. And then I still had my, portfolio regular savings. And then I haven't even counted in what Dance 21 and UP gets, because I just have that for travel accounts. But it's so nice when you see that just leftover money that you're like, oh my gosh, I was planning to spend that. Or my miscellaneous, I didn't have a doctor's appointment, or I didn't have to touch that, but I budgeted for it. So next month, if something else comes up, because this is life and nothing's ever just that clean and perfect, you might need that $300 that you didn't touch from last month in this month's expenses. So this month, I still went to the spa. I still did my spinning. I still did my Pilates. I still treated myself to like, not fast foods, but like dinner out or a nice lunch and stuff like that. But as I was inputting, as I was inputting the amounts in each category, I knew, all right, Val, if you want to go to dinner next week, this is your budget. You can't go to Harry's, Chanel. You may have to go to Flanagan's. No diss, I like both. But the price points are different. So I'm like, figure out if you have a budget of $300 to eat out, and you go to Harry's and spend $200 right there, that means the rest of your eating out isn't going to be as spectacular Dora. It's just going to be Mr. Chicken, and that's okay too. But I had to figure out, like, what are my busy nights, or if I didn't meal prep, and preparation is everything in every facet of your life. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail, right? So one time, like those days where I didn't want to meal prep, I'm like, how much money you have left in your eating out budget? We'll get in the kitchen and figure it out. If that means a tuna casserole again and make it stretch, honey, stretch it out. But I'm very proud of what the app revealed to me, and I hope that this video has been helpful to some capacity, and that you try it out and see if you actually have discipline, or if you want to be a broke hoe. Just joking. I'm just kidding. Too much. Now you're always beautiful. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Happy saving and spending. Make it make sense.